All right, everyone. Welcome to the second stream of the day. We had a really early morning stream, and it was a lot of fun, and we went over some of the things we're going to go over today. And I just want to go ahead and jump in and let's get going. So a couple of things we're going to do. We welcome those of you who are part of the Blues Academy, and also we welcome our YouTube family and also our email list. So we should have several people that end up checking out this video. Okay, so what are we talking about today? We're going to basically, I'm giving you guys an inside look of what we've been able to do with our membership area, and we're just going to dig in, and I'm actually logged in as a student just to show you guys. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go to, when you log in, and we have 11 people that are currently in this, and this is brand new. It's something I've been wanting to do for iMusicAcademy for years, and for the last almost 2 years, I've been working with 6 students, and we officially launched this last week, and now we have 11 students, which I'm really excited about. Let's dig in. So I'm going to go logged in. I'm going to go to Blues Basslines Volume 1. And then let's go ahead and go to, if you were to hit access now, and with all these things you can see, okay, I've done 2 of the 10 lessons. But the very first example, if I was going to watch the video, you just press play, but you have me here. So this is a great warm-up exercise, guys. I like to do this every day, or almost every day. Something that's going to work all of our fingers. And Blues Example 1 is probably one of my favorite things to do because it works all of the fingers in the right hand. In the left hand, you just get the coordination going, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and you can mix it up. You can go up and down or just go halfway up. On the beginning side, remember that I like to straighten everything out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if you learn how to lock up the hands, one of the best ways to do it is by actually slowing it down and playing everything straight. You can think almost like a classical person thinks. I have a classical background as well, and that was one of the things that helped me lock everything up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if anybody needs that chart, everybody should pretty much have access to that chart, but let me know in the chat, and I will be looking at the chat periodically as we go through this. We're kind of jumping in. We had a great stream this morning from people, honestly, all over the world. It's very cool when that happens. It looks like we already have people digging in. Let me just make sure. Okay, hey guys. Are we back live? Yeah, we are. Okay, very good. So Ted, what's up? Vicky, Peter, good to see you. I texted you this morning, Peter, and just wanted to check on you. So glad you're doing well. We missed you this morning, but glad that you're here. All right, guys, as we jump in, welcome anybody that's new and jumping in. And again, we welcome Helga, who signed up to our Blues Academy yesterday. And what I just decided to do, nobody on this stream has to do anything, be a part of iMusic. I just want to load you up with a bunch of practice tips. If anybody is interested in learning more about the Academy, you can email me, bob@imusicacademy.com. And anybody who gets the 8 bundle, if you decide to do that, get the PDF materials, you get access to our academy through the end of April. And if you buy any bundle, this is brand new. If anyone gets any bundle, I'm giving you access to those particular courses on the online version, and you don't have to sign up to be a part of the membership group. So this is a brand new thing, is that I have the ability to add you as you buy courses, even if you're not in the academy, and I can set you up with an account that you can log in and keep up with your own practice. All right. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, man. All right, so guys, we're going to do a lot of practicing today, and when you get up in the morning, practice this. 8th notes. We're about to change the bass line in a second and kind of get your motivation going. The great thing about a C blues is that when you go to F, the 4 chord of the C blues, this lick is the same exact finger shape. You're building up your muscle memory. You're good to go there. That's F, and then G. Kevin, so good to see you, man. Wait, Kevin, that's awesome, man. I definitely want to hear about that. You'll have to send me something. All right, so let's talk about the next bass line. We've been digging into Ray Charles lately, and I have at the end of this lesson, we're going to talk about the Ray Charles licks we've been doing, or we're actually going to focus on one lick from what I'd say, and we're going to do the bass line. I'm going to show you how to lock up the hands in that. So you definitely want to hang out to the end of this lesson. And from a focus standpoint, what we've been doing is you probably heard blues roadmaps. What do I mean by that? Is specific goals and examples that you can use to get better fast. A good example would be with the students, we say, all right, we're going to do Blues Volume 1, Example 1. And Ted's in here, Vicky, you guys know we did that this morning, and we did different bass lines. Well, we're doing 2 licks to start off this practice session. We're very focused. We're going to do Example 1, we're going to do a couple of different bass lines, and then we're going to do Blues Volume 1, Example 10, which is the 3rd up to the root, crossover, and the 9th up to the flat 7, and you end on the flat 7 and 5th. And what I'm going to do in just a minute is I'm going to give you another crash course on the importance of major scales, why you learn them, and how to learn them so that it really helps you in the theory department. But right now we're just going to simply, we've already jumped into this bass line. Now let's do a different bass line. So in the blues alternate bass line, let's just say that I practiced this for a while, and I go, okay, I'm done with that. So I'm going to mark as completed, boom. And now I'm going to go on to example 2, and that'll pull up. If I wanted to watch the video, I would literally hit, let that load. I'll be honest, I have the Masters match pulled up, waiting for Tiger to tee off. Let's see, what's going on here? Let me try that again. Okay, this should be, yeah, example 2. Okay, so example 2 is the same right hand lick. Now, when I thought about all the different bass lines we have like 27 bass lines that I've written out for students. And so far, we've only done about 10 or 11 of them. But I decided, well, how can we make it to where we can learn all the bass lines and really not be too bogged down in trying to learn right-hand licks while you're trying to do the left-hand bass line. The best way was to take our most popular lick, the lick that sort of started it all, that's almost at 1 million views, and put different bass lines. So you have the 8th note bass line that all of you pretty much started with. Another bass line we can do is simplify it with quarter notes. And I want to definitely encourage you guys to do that as well. I'm going to give you a pro tip in just a second. Again. Okay, so that's 2 bass lines right now. You have 8th notes. You have quarter notes. We're going to do the New Orleans feel, which is the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. This is actually not even in the bass lines. Blues alternate bass lines has 10 bass lines, and I didn't even realize that this one isn't in there. 1 and 2 and 3, but we're going to go ahead and do it because we've been practicing this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I want you to watch something that's happening. The and of 2 is what makes this bass line a little bit tricky. 1 and 2 and. But all you have to do is think, where does the and of 2 line up? It lines up with the E in the left hand, and in the right hand you have a C. 1 and 2 and 3 and when you get to beat 4, you're on the G in the left hand and the F and A in the right hand. And 2 and 3 and 4. So the great thing about this this bass line, and pretty much all of the bass lines, is that as you change keys, most of the time you don't even have to change your fingering. And what's great about that is this example is a C triad. C, E, G, 1 and 3 and 5 of the major scale, and the fingering is going to be the same no matter what key you're in. Okay? Let me make sure. What's up, Jeffrey? Good to see you, man. We got all the faithfuls on here right now. You guys are awesome. So guys, when you're doing, it doesn't matter what key you're in. If I'm in F, it's the same fingering. 1, 3, or 5, 3, 1 is fingering. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just practice it nice and slow. Now let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Some of you have more experience and you've been practicing. You know that lick cold, no problem. So what I want you to do now is take it up a half step. How do you take it up a half step? You have to know one of two fingerings to do this lick in all keys. It's either a slide key, E flat to E, and I slide with my second finger to the major third. And then I go F and A, I use finger 2 and 4, and I get up into the keys, I do 3 and 5. That is your slide key fingering. So even if I'm doing this bass line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now watch this. We're going to go up a half step, so everybody pay attention, because this is something that everyone can do. You just have to learn how to do it. I just hammer on from the minor third to the major third. I'm in the scale on the key of D flat now. D flat, E flat, F, G, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. And I'm going to show you a really cool trick regarding learning your major scales in just a minute. But let me go ahead and go over this fingering of the hammer on, the minor third to major third. Notice that I'm up into the keys. A little side note, this is going to be kind of like a fire hose teaching method this morning. And the reason is I want to give you guys a lot of material to chew on here, but just know that for those who have been a part of what we've been doing lately, this is repetition. I say all the time, repetition is your friend. So for some of you, the idea of me showing you this pretty quickly is brand new, but for everyone who's on this list right now, you guys know that we've been talking about this, and we continue to talk about this in the same way that we do this as a repetition, as the same way as we do this, as the same as we do this. So all of these things are things that we repeat over and over, and we're learning how to do this in the key of C is one example, and then we transpose into other keys. So if you need help, you say you're moving too fast, please email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, and I would be more than happy to help you figure that out. Okay, so as you get up into the keys, and now we're in D flat, I'm hammering on, and what you have to do is practice mimicking the same kind of sound that you get from a slide key, and you just have to practice it over and over. 2, 3, and 5, but I'm still outlining that triad, minor third to major third, and then I use fingers 2 and 4 to go up to that G flat triad in second inversion, and now I'm at D flat 7 chord without the third, so you have this sound. So for my eighth note bass line, I'm going to use root and fifth of a D flat scale, and I'm going to use 5-2 to 5-1, so listen to this. Now the way to get success in D flat, a hammer-on key, is by getting up into the keys. Kind of a classical approach in some ways, but that's the only way to be successful in this kind of, this key where you're having to hammer on the minor third to major third. All right, look at the next key. The D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, and I'm going to hammer on to that major triad. Same thing, it's a hammer-on key. So I have to practice that really slowly, just really trying to nail that hammer on. In my left hand, I'm just doing the same thing, 5-2 to 5-1. And E flat, it's a slide key. So even though I'm changing keys, I'm either doing a hammer-on fingering or a slide. So isn't that nice to know that you can play in all keys? If you simply know the process, you're either sliding to the major third or you're hammering on to the major third from the minor third, and that's 2, 3, and 5. Then when it comes to the bass line, here's another great thing is, since this bass line, no matter what key I'm in, it's going to be the same fingering. So I have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so and 2 and 3 and. Talk about focused practice, guys. If you have 10 minutes to practice and you said, all right, I'm going to take 2 minutes, I'm going to practice my my hand exercises that we've been doing, and then you're going to spend the other 8 minutes on improvising just with this, or you say, I'm going to play a couple different bass lines, or maybe I'm going to work on C and one other key. How about B? you have trouble with this key of B or C and locking up the hands, remember, slow it down and straighten it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If that makes sense to you guys, put that in the chat that it makes sense and that you're enjoying this. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to do one more lick, the other lick from volume 1 that we said we were going to go over, and then I'm going to do a quick scale crash course for you guys. Because this is important for, even if you know your scales, I don't know if you know them the way I want you to know them. So I will come back to that. All right, so now we're going to do the third up to the root lick. Now, people sometimes will say, hey, do something jazz. And we do jazz streams, we do all kinds of different streams, even classical streams at times. But blues licks and jazz licks work really well together. So you hear Oscar Peterson, all kinds of jazz pianists that you love, they use blues licks in their jazz playing, right? The blues works in all kinds of things. So what we're going to do now is go over this third up to the root lick. And then know that this can work in any key, same fingering, right? I still, even if I'm in D flat, notice that I did the same exact fingering. If I'm in D, watch this. 1, 5, 1, 2, 1, 5, 1, 2, 1. Isn't that nice? So you can learn these these muscle memory things that can work in all keys with the same exact fingering. So in this case, we're doing the third of the C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, the third of the C scale up to the root. So as I'm visualizing transposing this in any key, all you have to think about is third of the major scale up to the root. Let me give you another example. G major. If I'm in A flat major, right? Somebody pick another key. Let's do a couple more. So I'll get you guys involved in this practice session as well. And as I'm saying all this, guys, please know that I'm trying to give you very practical ways to practice, especially if you have a limited amount of time. If you had 10 minutes, I want you to focus on maybe this. Or maybe put it with the, so let's say I did that for a couple minutes. How about this? And keep going. And G. Ted says G flat. I don't know G flat, Ted. I don't know why I always laugh at my same jokes over and over. So G flat. If you know the scale of G flat, and all you have to do is go up from the third up to the root. So you have this, root and fifth to root 6. So third of G flat. Okay, so let's do that again. The third up to the root, and there's my flat 7. And I end on the flat 7 in the 5th. Same way that if I'm in F. Right? So it doesn't matter what key we're in, we're going to have the same fingering over and over. And the reason that I can do that is because I learn my major scales, and together we learn about our theory by saying, all right, to learn this lick right here, I need to know my major scale, which I know. I'm going to go third up to the root. And the fingering is going to be 1, 5, 1. Go chromatically down to the 9th and up to the flat 7, and then you go root 6 and you end on the flat 7 and 5th. So whatever key I'm in, it doesn't matter, right? And I want you guys to build confidence in playing in all keys. All right, so everybody good? Put it in the chat that you understand. All right, Ted said F sharp. We have G flat, either one. Let's do one more key on that, and then we'll talk about our scales really quickly, and then we'll do another bass line in a minute. You guys are going to like the Ray Charles one. All right, we have 12 people on here watching. Welcome, everyone. This is a very exciting week at iMusicAcademy. And while you guys are putting in other keys to try for that lick, just a quick reminder. Again, we're inside the Blues Academy. What I've been wanting for years and years, and for the last year and a half, almost 2 years actually by now, I've been working with 6 students with this online platform. So they purchased my courses and then became my students. And so every week we've been doing unlisted streams over and over, and we do scales, we do all kinds of things, blues courses and things like that. And then everything was loaded in the app. So if you go back to the home, I'll just show you where we are. So you have Blues Volume 1, Blues Volume 2, Blues Volume 3, Blues Volume 4. You have the Blues alternate bass lines. You have Blues Shapes, which is a very popular course. Probably one of my most popular courses. And then it was so popular that I said, all right, I'm going to do Blues Shapes in all keys. So we actually do that and have that training session as well. And then I just put in the transposition toolbox, and I actually threw in that easy jazz piano. Other courses I'm going to add is we did the Blues Bootcamp Volume 1 in all keys and a Volume 2 in all keys. So that's very cool. But check this out, guys. The reason why we've been working on these blues roadmaps is every time that our membership comes on, I send them an email and I say, all right, we're about to go live and we're going to do these examples. And then so they just click Access Now. And it pulls up, and you say, all right, we're going to work on Ted. One of the ones that we worked on this morning was 10, I think. So I hit Access Now, and then look, it pulls up the video. So if I press play, it plays the video, and you can slow it down if you need to. And then there's the sheet music right there. And we're going to go over this one in a few minutes, kind of an old school kind of lick, but it's actually really good because it teaches us about coming down the scale, which is it's a lot of fun. So we're going to do that. But then we're done with the lick, and then we just go mark as complete, and then it says, all right, we've done 3 out of 10 lessons. Okay. Awesome. Wait, did Helga get on the stream? Oh, hey. Awesome. Good to see you. We have a lot of people on our stream right now. So Helga is our newest member at iMusicAcademy and the Blues Academy. So thank you, Helga, for joining us. It's really awesome. We've been doing our streams lately. And again, if anybody decides this is not in any way, I technically only have 2 slots left. It's either 2 or 3, but I think it's 2. And I've been adding 6 people at a time because I said I want 6 people. I want to make sure I know them, get to know them, what their goals are, what their background is. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you're advanced. I know there's a place for you. But I don't want to be the guy that sells courses. I want to be a guy that sells courses so that you guys can get better and I can work with you and we can work together. And I'm telling you, this community, and Helga's only been here for a couple of weeks, and then you recently decided, but I even know that Helga knows that she's in the right place even after just starting with us, because she's been hanging out on our streams, and everyone that you see on here have been with us, and it's absolutely awesome of how this idea of courses and community, whether or not you study with me or you study with somebody else, I think it's an awesome way to go. Because you could have all the courses sitting in front of you, but if nobody's telling you and encouraging, all right, Helga, all right, Ted, all right, Vicky, all right, Jeffrey, all right, Kevin, let's do this. Let's dig in and work on this stuff. You get a lot more done. I get a lot more done, and I'm the leader, okay, of this group. So find a community. All right, so check this out, guys. We're going to work on this one in just a minute. But before we do that, let's go back to the blues alternate bass course. So I'm going to hit home just so you guys can see how easy this is. This looks great, by the way, on my phone or tablet. I love looking at this stuff on my tablet. And I just literally click Access Now. And I invested a lot in order to get this up and running, but I'm thankful for every penny. All right, so I'm going to hit Access 2. So watch, the video pulls up, and then here's the bass line we're working on today is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And you guys know the way I work is I want you to practice left hand only, right hand only, and then put the hands together. But when you do, listen to this: 1 and 2 and. Okay, the and of 2 gets that tricky note, that and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that and 4 and is interesting there. So we have spend time with that, and then you end up making it a little more musical. But guess what the great thing is? When you go to the key of F, it's the same muscles. G's the same thing. All right, now let me give you guys another pro tip. Are you ready? I'm not saying I'm a pro. I just think that occasionally I'll stumble up what I call a pro tip. And the pro tip is this. I like to use my thumb as almost like a pedal at times. So I'm thinking, when I say a pedal, I mean, I call it an anchor note sometimes. So if I'm on the key of C and I'm doing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, when I get to F, I visualize my thumb getting to the target note, which is F. Now, what I want you to watch now is the transition back from F to C. Pay attention because this is a pro tip, I promise. I'm sorry. It would be a pro tip if I could do it. Now watch when I go to G. Try that again. So I hope that you saw what I was doing there. I called it an anchor note, but there's another really important thing. What's up, Dave P? Dave P is a member of our group, and Dave has one of my 6 who started with me over a year and a half ago, and he is a Blues Academy member as well. Dave, good to see you, brother. In fact, Dave has a song about him called Dave's Leaving on the Plane. We wrote a song on one of our live streams about him on the tarmac, and here he is checking in with iMusicAcademy. Oh, by the way, speaking of Dave Pennington, I'm doing something very fun for our Blues Academy, and that is I'm putting the Bob Songbook in the Academy. It's, what is it, 20, 30 songs? 31 songs. I can't remember how many it is, but it's all really, really good material. And it's all of these songs. Dave's in there. Dave's Leaving on a Plane is Dave's Leaving on a Plane. It's really funny. All the different songs I have for all these, all of our students. But the cool thing is each story or each song has a story behind it, but it's taking ideas like blues scales and really making really cool music out of it. So I'm putting that in the Blues Academy as well. Okay, so let me finish up with this, the idea of the pedal note or the anchor, what I call. When I'm going to different notes, I'm not using any actual pedal with my left foot, but listen to, I target with my thumb where I'm going, and it almost acts as a pedal. Okay, so see if you guys can hear this. Here we go. So it's really subtle when you do that. And if I do the 8th note bass line, you'll probably really be able to see it. Listen to this. I'll start at the end. And I wouldn't play it that loud. I'm just demonstrating this to you guys. Okay, so let's take it to the next level, and then we'll talk about our scales. The next thing is this. If you have Blues Example 1, and you go to Blues Example 10, where you're doing this lick, that's a perfect example of taking 2 ideas and making music out of just those 2 ideas. I like to sometimes restrict my practice. I say, all right, I'm going to start with this today, and maybe how about this? How about this? You guys get the idea? Does that make sense to you? So I'm focusing on those two specific things. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we need to talk very quickly about scales and how they will really help you. All right, so check this out, everyone. This will be a review to some, but I want to make sure I go over this. We talk about playing in all keys and having the confidence to play in all keys. Everybody can do it, and if we learn our major scales, we can learn how to spell chords in any key and play in any key. So watch this. First thing we're going to do is know our C scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Now, so somebody put in the chat, what's my theory that you do when you're learning your scales? And what's the theory? Somebody do it. Let's just do a little fun little... let's test who's been listening. Class, let's do this. This will allow me to get a drink of water. There's an exercise that I tell you guys to do, and you guys know that it helps you and it makes you really know the scale. Always good when Dave jumps in the screen. He's so famous. He's either playing golf, having family member get married, but he always checks in. We have some really cool people in our group. We have somebody from that lives in Scotland. We have somebody that was on the original track of the Vince Guaraldi Christmas album. That's Dave W. There's a cool story regarding that. Absolutely. Helga, our newest member, she gets it. She's getting it. So she said you break it up into 4 notes. So when I learned my major scales, the teacher said, all right, by next week, all of you have to know your major scales. And I had not even started music. So I had to do a crash course. So I wrote them out: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But I put a comma after the first 4 notes. C, D, E, F. All right, there you go. Dave P's got it. Yeah, C, D, E, F, and you put a comma. I want everybody to write this out. I promise it'll help you out. Don't just look at it in a book. Write it out. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C scale. Then I want you to practice in rhythm. C, D, E, F. And spend a little time with that. C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F. And then you go G, A, B, C. G, A, B, C. G, A, B, C. And then you put it together. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we're taking these 4-note groupings and we're doing kind of a rhyming scheme or a repetition. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I've got that. Now I'm going to go backwards. So C, B, A, G. C, B, A, G. I'm just visualizing the keyboard. I'm visualizing maybe the music, the treble clef. C, B, A, G. And even the keyboard, C, B, A, G. So now I go C, B, A, G. And then what's the next one? F, E, D, C. F, E, D, C. And I work on that for a while. And then I try to put that together. C, B, A, G. F, E, D, C. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And then I put it, and then I do the whole thing. Test myself. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And pretty soon, you guys will get that. And I promise, here's something that I also will challenge you. And what I know will happen is if you spent time not even at your piano practicing this, and you just did it today, C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, then you'll be able to not only say it on the way up, but on the way down. When you play scale ideas and patterns and things going down, I want you to be able to say C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And what I did for my kids, I made them learn their ZYXs, ZYX, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, T, F, E, D, C, B, N, A. And the reason was not to impress, well, maybe it was to impress their friends, but what it helps you understand is it's not difficult to do. We just have to practice memorizing something backwards. But if I were to tell somebody, all right, okay, you can spell your major scale and you know it, but when you're going back down, I want you to be able to say C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. It does help, and it helps us really understand our scales. So for our inside group and our Blues Academy, we have 3 scales. What were the 3 scales that I said we're working on today that we've been working on? 3 scales that you're practicing this idea: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and there are 2 other scales. So C major scale and 2 other scales. Now we have 16 people watching. Welcome everyone. It's awesome to have you here. My hope is that you'll really get a lot out of this practice session. I want to encourage you guys to break your practice into small little sections and repeat this over and over. And get those likes going if you're enjoying this. I want us to get up to 20 before we get off this stream. And if we get on this up to 20, that doesn't mean I'm cutting off the stream. I just want to see us get up there quickly. Okay, so once you learn your scales, guess how this helps you? That's right, Ted, F and G. So we have 3 scales that we're working on. So we said, all right, C major, no sharps or no flats. And because this is the main chord of the C blues, when you go to F, you have to know that there's a B flat in F. So the scale of F is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So we did the same exact thing. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. F, G, A, B flat, comma, C, D, E, F. So then you practice F, G, A, B flat, F, G, A, B flat. Then you go C, D, E, F. Then you work on that for a while and put it all together. And then you do it on the way down. F, E, D, C, F, E, D, C, F, E, D, C, F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. And then you try to say that going down. F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Then you go up and down. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. And then the only other scale we're going to do now is G major, has 1 sharp. And we've been doing this every day this week, right? C, F, and G. So G has 1 sharp, always will have 1 sharp. That sharp is the F sharp. And so after we learn the scale, I want you to go G, A, B, C, comma, you write this out. And then D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, G. And then I'll work on those segments, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And then you work on it going back. G, F sharp, E, D, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, D, F sharp, E, D. And then you put it all together, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. And boom, you've got it. You'll always have it. And I promise you, as you get this stuff going, it'll really help you not only be able to play scales and know them going up and down, but also help you transpose chords, licks, and all kinds of things and build a huge amount of confidence. Okay, so for anybody who's just now joining us, let's go. I'm just going to practice what we've already worked on so far today. We started off by getting our fingers going. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. I'm going to give you a finger exercise. Let's do this again. Okay, we did that lick, and we did this number 10. And that fingering will work in all keys. F is the same finger. Yep, you can wrap it, Ted. And that little thing that I just did, the turnaround, we've been doing that this week at iMusicAcademy just because it's a great thing to do in all keys. If I said I'm in the key of F and I start an F on the bottom and F on the top, I go down a whole step and I go up to the 3rd of the F scale and then go chromatically up and down. And we end on the 5th. So whatever key we're in, if we're in G, right? If we're in D, you're learning and building up confidence by knowing your major scales. Okay, so the other thing we did is we did this bass line. And in the membership area, we did this bass line. Oops, let me go back. I think it's number 2. What I love about this particular course, we've been working on it, is just the fact that it's one lick in the right hand. And I teach you how to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... How about... Right? 1 and 2 and. That's where you have to figure out where does the and of 2 happen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2. So if I just said, hey, I want you to play the left hand bass 2 and 3 and with this, you would be like, what? I mean, most of you would have trouble with that. I would have trouble with that if I had never practiced learning how to lock up the hands. So you have to figure out, where does the right hand go? 1 and 2 and. That's the first part. 2 and 3 and. Okay, so now it's G and B flat. 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you see how I'm doing that? I'm slowing it down and straightening it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And if you have the music, it really helps, and you understand how to read music, you can really line things up. And even if you kind of know how to read music, you can at least even draw a line down and see where the beats line up. Okay, let's keep going. Let's do the next thing on the list. What was the next thing on the list, Ted? I know you wrote out everything that we're doing today. I'm going to give you guys a couple fun bonus ideas of things to practice as well. I know what one of them was. Is the other lick that we did, and I've got a very quick tip for you guys. I think it's from Blues Volume 1, but let me go back. This is so much fun for me. I've had an absolute blast loading these courses in and working with our students with these things, because we literally check off, all right, we've done these, and also people can do them on their own time, and it goes right to the video that you need, and the music is right there if you need that. Okay, so it's not example 1, it's not example 2, I think it's 4, but let's just see. 4, nope. No, but I'll come back to, we also did example, we did example 4, so I need to do that one. We also did a little bit of example 5 today. All right, hold on, guys. Ooh, that's a good one too. Nope. Hold up. Maybe it's blues example 2. Volume 2. 1 second. There it is, right there. Okay. Let me just make sure this is right. 6. Okay. So this is a very cool tip. Let me check the chat. All right, guys, we have 16 people watching. This is awesome. All right, here's a very fun tip. So you guys know that iMusicAcademy, I like to teach shape 1. What is shape 1? First 5 notes of the C minor blues scale. C, D, E, F, G is the major scale, and you do 1, flat 3, 4, sharp 4, and 5. Now, this is a great example of something, for starters, will be a great warm-up exercise. And I like to play, when I think of Oscar Peterson playing, I think of this sound, 2 octaves apart. And Oscar Peterson would do all kinds of cool, crazy runs, but I heard more of 2 octaves apart than I did 1 octave apart, right? Okay, but even this, listen to this. You get into this shape, and I like to teach that you mash all the notes down. And even this one example right here, this one awful sounding when you play it all at the same time, but you're building up a hand shape memory so that if I'm playing, I'm just staying in this shape. So even when I go to F, right? So you guys get how nice is that? You have one idea of your shape number 1. Okay, now I'll come back to that shape 1, but now we're going to go to the lesson I just pulled up in Blues Volume 2, and that is the top half of the blues scale. Okay, this is going to be a really cool tip, that you take your middle finger of whatever key you're in. If I'm in C, I'm going to put my middle finger on C, and that unlocks the second shape. The second shape, which is the top half of the blues scale. You have the first shape, and I like to teach that my 4th finger transitions us between the 2 shapes. So up here, and I use my 4th finger as a great way to transition between those 2 shapes. And that's kind of another lesson in itself, but if you just do middle finger, it unlocks the root, the minor 3rd, the flat 7, and the 5th. So listen to this. Or you could go. Even when I go to F. Okay, now somebody put in a different key. Very good. I love that y'all are putting all of this in the chat. This is very helpful. Let's put in some different keys. We're going to transpose. I'm showing you guys how to do this on the fly. And of course, if you're just hanging out and you want to know more about what we're doing, you can email me, Bob at iMusicAcademy. You can also say hello in the chat, and several of our members can tell you what's going on in the chat. But I'm really excited that we have so many people here. It's really awesome. Thank you for the likes, and thank you for even taking the time out to hang out with us. We're talking about practicing. And what I want to do is encourage everybody that if you feel like you don't have enough time to practice, you do. You just have to know how to practice. And there is so much material out in the world. There's incredible teachers. There are people that are doing memberships like I am, and building community and all that, and licks and patterns and ideas, and we can feel like, well, what in the world? I don't want to practice. There's too much, right? But what I want to encourage you is that if you think very simple, if you say, all right, I have 10 minutes today, I'm going to come up with one idea or 2 ideas or 2 measures at a time. I'm going to practice this. And then I'll throw in the second lick I did. So I do play gigs out, and sometimes I like to play different things to kind of see what people, if I can tell if they're enjoying a certain kind of thing. And sometimes I'll do something as simple as this. Now I'm usually playing, at least lately, as a duo, so playing with a bass player. But even when you play something as simple, people like that kind of sound, like very simple, but you just want to work on these simple ideas and then make it your own. If you do repetition is your friend. So if you get this down and then you get it to where, oh, all right, I'm going to do not only the slide key, but I need to do the hammer-on fingering, and then you get that. Guess what? Then you have the confidence to play in the sharp keys or D flat, right? So you can play with your guitarist that plays in only an A, and you go, all right, I'm a hammer on. Or G. Slide key, B flat. And this is just one idea. But then you say, all right, I'm going to do this idea, but also I'm going to do it in B flat. How about? So it's third of the B flat scale up to the root, chromatically down with that same fingering and up to the flat 7. And now there's the 6, and we end at the flat 7 and the 5th of the B flat scale. The only reason I can do that really easily is because I spent time saying, all right, I have to learn my major scales. B flat has 2 flats, B flat and E flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat. And that's what we've been doing together, and that's what I want to encourage all of you, Peter, Ted, Vicky, Helga, everybody watching, is that if you just said this week, I'm going to do C, F, and G, I'm going to write them out, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, and you get to where you're learning your scales, and you learn your theory behind it. It'll make all the difference. Okay, now, as we're going through this, guys, I'm going to tell you when we're going to wrap up this thing, but I told you guys this is kind of like a fire hydrant type teaching right now. I'm telling you how to practice simply, but I'm also giving you lots of options so that you can make up your decision on what you want to practice. All right, and it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing several streams to the public this week. I launched my Blues Academy this last week, even though it's been going on for almost 2 years now, with several of the people that are on here. Awesome. And back from Budapest again. Thank you so much. I love it. You were on this morning, and thank you for showing up. That's awesome. All right, keep the likes coming in. Guys, let me give you guys a quick update on iMusicAcademy from the YouTube side of things. Is that we're coming up on 1 million views on the most popular video that I have, that is the worst quality video I have. It's somehow you guys have found that has been very helpful to you. So we're almost at 1 million, and when we get to 1 million, we're going to do something for somebody else, as in we're going to do either scholarships, a scholarship for the person, and or an instrument like a trumpet or something like that, or help send them to a jazz camp. And so we've done stuff like that at iMusicAcademy before. One year we did where you guys helped buy violins for some kids to help get some instruments. We've done scholarships, and one time you guys helped send a kid to a jazz camp, as well as you've helped purchase trumpets and trombones and even drum sets. And so it's been really cool. I am also the director of a School of Fine Arts that came out of our church, and so I definitely have loved the opportunity of helping find instruments for kids and give people opportunity. So it's fun to be able to partner up with you guys and stuff like that. So we're going to do something for somebody really nice. What's up? All right, Franz from the Netherlands. Hey, thank you for being here. It's great to see you. If anybody has any questions regarding any of the information we've already done today, or you just want me to send you one of the charts, I'll be happy to do that. Today, and the way we've been doing this last week, it's been about community and iMusicAcademy working together, and you guys really make up what iMusicAcademy has turned into, and I love it. I made the decision a couple weeks ago that as we go live is that I'm going to take 6 students on at a time. I think I'm doing it by the month at this point, is that I'll say 6 students a month. I think I have 3 slots left. Helga signed up yesterday. I have 2 people that are starting in June, and we have a total of 6 people have been part of what we were doing for the last year and a half, this underground blues academy. But then Helga signed up, and Ted signed up, and Vicky's always been signed up. But anyway, so I decided 6 people at a time because it helps me get to know you guys and to know where you are in your journey. And I've decided I don't want to just sell courses. I like selling courses for the sake of helping grow iMusicAcademy, but it's like I want to know that you're actually going through the courses and not just getting the courses. So that's my story there. And courses plus community is where iMusicAcademy is going, and we're not going back. I mean, this has been so much fun. Ted will tell you, Vicky will tell you, and Jeffrey will tell you is that I absolutely love teaching you guys and working with you guys, and I feel like I'm a better musician when I'm hanging out with you guys, because I get on the streams every week and we work together and knock this stuff out. Well, Helga, so what you've been a part of the last couple of days when you see me go live on YouTube, normally it's live, but it's unlisted to our Blues Academy. But see, but I want everybody to experience whether or not it's with, or whether it's with me at iMusicAcademy or somebody else. Find a community of people to get to know, to practice together, and something kind of like what I feel like we're doing here. So I just been doing this for iMusicAcademy because this is an important part of iMusicAcademy is our YouTube channel. So we're brand new. I haven't done any advertising for the membership, the Blues Academy. I did a soft launch recently, and we have I think 10 or 11 people that are in it now. And what I decided to do for anybody who's interested, again, no pressure whatsoever. I have either 2 or 3 slots left for April, but then May will show up and I'll have 6 more slots. But what I did is I have 2 bundles. There's a bundle with like 5 courses in there, which are our new bundles of the courses. So it's all these licks and ideas, but it's not in the membership area, right? But they're very nice, very slick. It takes you right to the lesson, and it takes you to the sheet music. So technically you don't even need to sign up for any kind of membership area or anything. You just get the bundle. But what I've decided to do is you can get the bundle if you want, and what I've decided, if you get the lower bundle, one that's not tied to the Blues Academy, I'm going to give you access to those courses. So if you bought the 5 courses, for instance, whatever that bundle is, and I let my administrator do all the technical side of things, so I'd have to go back and look at which bundle. But I don't even want to deal with that right now. But it's on my website, iMusicAcademy.com, in the courses section. But I will give you unlimited access to your courses online. You have the PDF, so you don't technically need it, but it would help you do your own accountability if you didn't want to be a part of the membership area, and you would just have access to the courses, and you say, all right, I'm going to work on example 3 today from iMusicAcademy. Hold on a second. Did my YouTube go out? It did, didn't it? I think my internet is out. Somebody verify that. I think my internet is out. Somebody will need to verify. Hold on 1 second, guys. Don't give up on me. I think we're back now. Are you guys with me still? Man, I was really enjoying that, and something went crazy. Okay, let me. You guys verify that we're back online. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. I think I see you guys. Your chat came back on. All right, so the way I've decided, this is actually brand new, is that if you get the lesser bundle, that's not a part of the Academy start, then you will get access to your online courses. I will have to manually, because it won't be a part of the monthly thing where you're part of the Blues Academy, but where you say, all right, you bought the 5-course bundle, so at any time you'll be able to log in and go practice. All right, I'm going to practice this example, and then I'm going to mark complete, and then I go to the next one. So anyway, I'm doing that, and it'll create you an account where you can always log in and get those. That's a new fun little update for iMusicAcademy, and I did really work hard to make sure. Oh, you're not seeing this. Hold on a second. I'm guessing you can see that now. My thing keeps going from live to not live. That's my fault. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's get back to practicing. But just know that that is a fun little option now. And then the other bundle, the one, there's one like an 8-course bundle which comes with a bunch of stuff, and you get access to our membership group. And until the end of April, you could decide, hey, I want to stay working with you, and then we go from there. But I think it's great to have this community and online thing. I love it. All right, so here we go. Any questions about anything for? Awesome, Kevin. I would love that, man. I would love that. You know, it's for me. I want to do something that helps a lot of people, and I do teach lessons online, and I only have room for 3 students or so, and it's literally, I love teaching, but I think everybody needs to be working with somebody, whether it's me or somebody else. But this community makes it so much fun. All right, here we go. Let's get back to practicing. But thank you for saying that, Kevin. And I'm very serious when I say, if I have 3 slots left, that's what we're doing. I'm going to honor that, and I'm very excited. I think it's awesome. I'm going to continue to give you guys the best that I can give you, and you guys know that. So, all right, so check this out. Let's do this. We're going to do a quick finger exercise that I've been having all my students do. So pay attention to this one. So 50 Days to Flying Fingers was a course that I created. I have a classical background. I studied with an incredible classical pianist that traveled all over the world, probably still travels all over the world. Went to Juilliard, performed orchestras around the world, and thankfully he chose me to be a part of his group of students, which was a huge blessing. I took the knowledge that I learned from him. I couldn't have done it without him, so giving him credit, and my love for jazz and learning about jazz, and came up with this idea of this course, 50 Days to Flying Fingers. It is absolutely my favorite course I've ever created, because I put a whole lot of work into it. And then what I like to tell people is, with one course, even one exercise, it can change everything about the way your hand works. So let's just go over example 1 for 50 Days to Flying Fingers. A C triad. Hold the bottom notes. Hold the C's, thumb and pinky. And you do this. You're going to do it 4 times, but you go C. And then you go to D and hold those notes and do F and G. And do that again. And I'm challenging everybody on this stream. We have 19 people watching right now. After you leave a like right there and you're by your piano, I want you to try this. C and D, F and G. You do it 4 times. You're not looking right now to do it fast. making sure you're holding those bottom notes, and then you're going to reverse it. G, E, C, F, D, C. One more time. And then you would do that a couple of times. If you did that one exercise every single day, you're going to notice a huge difference in your playing. And for those of you who are in the iMusicAcademy, tell me if you've been doing that. That is not part of the blues bundle, but what I've done and what I'm doing is I'm designing for the Blues Academy. I'm designing basically taking 10 exercises from there to help with that. So it is not a part of that. Helga, that's a whole discussion for later. But the good thing to know is that as you start in the Blues Academy, is we do finger exercise. And I'm going to tell you this even right now, is that you have this as example 1. Well, in 50 Days to Flying Fingers, example 2 is actually this. And I always like to teach not only to be able to play in key of C, but in all keys. So you're going to always be able to transpose things in all keys. Now, 50 Days to Flying Fingers is a very crazy course and all the things. It's blues, it's jazz, it's at the end of it is a F jazz blues A2s and 13/8. I mean, it's very serious. And then I do lots of really cool arpeggio type things that really work the hand, and they're jazz related. There are even classical type exercises. But let me give you one other tip. So watch this. If you do this exercise right here, and you do it in major, and I really want you guys to try it. I'm challenging everybody watching this to try it, because the first thing you're going to notice is, oh wait, my 4th and 5th fingers aren't as strong as I thought they were. But if you did it consistently every day, you'll notice a big difference. Yeah, absolutely. Hannon can do the job, but there's something about the exercises that I have that are different from what Hannon does. Like, I do lots of jazz-related things in here, as well as classical type things, but I use it in a jazz way, to where it's not just the same traditional harmony. I actually use jazz harmony to do with the arpeggios and things like that. So that's a great question. The answer is yes. And there are lots of different ways you can take the same exercise from a classical standpoint and really up your game. Let me go back to this. If this is example 1, and example 2 is, example 2 is the first 5 notes of the blues scale, but one example that's, I think it's maybe day somewhere around 23 or whatever, we go back to this, but we do it minor. So I want to encourage you guys to do that as well. And then, of course, you would turn it around. And anybody who's watching, who's a part of the YouTube community, tell me if you've tried that. I'd be interested to know, have you tried that exercise? Do you understand what I'm talking about how the fingers are not maybe as strong as you thought they were? And then I want you to check back with me in a week or so of trying that. Now, here's another pro tip, is if you did this. Now you're getting into some serious weightlifting, but whenever you do that, go back to the regular one as well. The other thing is this. Let me give you another quick, so we're kind of in a little technique thing. One thing that I added to the Blues Academy was, and I sent this to you, Helga, because after you joined, I added this, but the transposition toolbox. So when you're in the Blues Academy, you get access to not only all of the blues courses at iMusicAcademy and even the boot camps and whatever else we have, the blues alt bass chorus, but I also put in extra things that help us with all keys. So I had this idea of the transposition toolbox, which if you click on that, you get the whole PDF, but check this out. This will take you to audio files as well. But what this is, it's kind of, we need to blow that up so you can see it on the stream. But anyway, it's a complete, it's 32 exercises. And let's see. My window is, I'm trying to do this with my left hand. But let me just tell you, oh, because I blew it up, that's the problem. Okay. But what this is it starts off like this. First 5 notes, right? But everything in the transposition toolbox fits under the hand. So you start to do this, da 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 dum, and then you do da 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 da. So C D E F G E F G E. So then you come down the triad, do da 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 dum, and guess what? Minor. But then, so with 32 exercises, it starts to get where it's. So that's a jazz lick in itself, and that's right under the 5-note pattern. So I start on the 4th note of the scale. So if I was in the key of B flat, I start on the 4th note of the B flat scale. What about the key of F? Start on the 4th note. And that's called an enclosure. So you could technically use an old school bass line. On G it'll be C. You guys get the idea? And how cool is it that you can say, all right, well, no matter what key I'm in, all of these 32 patterns fit right under the hand, which is really nice. Okay. Let me go back here. And I'll go back to the home. Nice. All right, now let's talk about the blues shapes course really quickly. The blues shapes course was crazy. Oh, you received it. Perfect. I'm glad you did. The blues shapes course was very popular, and I ended up doing that blues shapes in all keys. That is also in the membership area, and it has a track that goes along with it. But one of the things we do is we take in the blues shapes course, I like to show you how shapes can get you playing in any key and be very successful. Okay, let me give you a quick tip. If you did the Oscar Peterson lick, it's the pinky at the top, and this is a very basic Oscar Peterson type lick. Is pinky on the root of whatever key you're in, your index finger goes on the 4th, and your thumb goes on the minor 3rd. So you have the. In the blues shapes in all keys, there are 10 different videos and maybe a bonus video or 2, but we go through each lick with a backing track into all keys, which is really fun. So each lesson is like 10 minutes long or so as each lick goes through all the keys. All right, somebody pick another key. Let's put a couple of other keys, and we'll practice this simple idea, and then I'll give you a couple more blues shapes from the blues shapes course, and you guys can practice those and let me know how those go. Just give me a couple different keys. I'll get a quick drink of water, and we're going to go till 2 o'clock today. We will be done at 2 o'clock. Another thing that as I'm telling you about the Blues Academy, it's really honestly been a dream come true to me to be able to teach you guys like this and to have a community that honestly, I don't even have to be in the room and you guys are already talking to each other, and that's the way it always is. And that's what I love about this is we keep encouraging each other, working on things together, and you can always ask questions like, I'm having trouble with this or that, and you know I'm going to answer you right away. All right. Carol, I don't know B flat. Okay, I do know B flat. Okay, so check this out. Carol, if you go up, and the idea for the Oscar Peterson, as I said, you put your pinky on the top and the fourth note of the scale and then the minor third. So in B flat, the same thing. I have to know my B flat scale has two flats, and I go B flat, the fourth note, and then the minor third, right? And then I go. Is that Dean? Do my eyes deceive me? Is that Dean Watkins? Dean has been a student of mine for a long time, and Dean is in our WhatsApp chat group, and Dean is a very talented young man. And Dean, it's so good to see you. So let's do this. All right, so Carol, you got that B flat. You're going up. My pinky is helping me get to that shape. Okay, let me go back to C to show you a quick tip, and then I'll do Dean's key of A. So check this out. We have... So watch this. If I go C and F, there's the lick, and then to end the lick, I'm doing the minor chord. Da ba da 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 da. So C minor. Da da da. So whatever key I'm doing, I'm going to end with a minor chord. So when I'm in the B flat, and watch this, B flat minor chord. Because I know my scale of B flat, I know that that's the root, that's the minor third, and that's the fifth of the B flat major scale. So in C, again. All right, let's shift gears and let's go to Dean's key. So Dean said key of A. So my pinky gets to that simple shape. My fourth note I'm looking for, and my minor third. So now I'm at A. Okay, now let me go back to the key of C to show you guys a really fun, important thing. Is that if I had this Oscar Peterson lick and I had I'm going to give you the next shape down would be, if you have this C blues shape, shape number 1, you can survive and sound amazing at the blues with that one simple thing. We're going to go to Ray Charles in just a minute, guys. So I could go... Go back to my first leg. Oscar Peterson. You guys see what we're doing there? How fun is that? That you could take one simple shape and make it your own and spend time with it. But you have that simple shape to use, and then I just showed you that you could take the first shape number 1, mash it all down, get used to that shape, and know that every single note will work over your C blues, even when I go to the different chords in the C blues. F. On G. All right, so you have that idea. The next shape, that I'll have 2 more shapes that I want to go over. Again, this fire hydrant of me showing you lots of things. This whole week in our Blues Academy, we've been doing this. We said one day, all right, we're going to do this with this bass line. And then we said we're going to do this right? So you had 2 ideas, and then those were our focused ideas. And then we said one day we did the Ray Charles stuff, which we're going to do in just a minute. But I'm going to end the lick practice session by showing you 2 other important concepts. Are you ready? Put it in the chat while I get a drink of water. You're going to love these. I love the fact that we have 15 people. If you know anything about me, you'll know this, is that I always like to acknowledge and thank the people who are not only online, but that are a part of our iMusicAcademy team. And when I say team, you don't have to be a member of iMusicAcademy, Blues Academy. You don't have to be a student of mine technically. Just hanging out on the YouTube channel whenever I do go live, or anyone who supports any of my materials, whatever, all of that is important. Even leaving a like here or there, and I very much value each one of you. But I always like to tell you where we are with everything. I said that I had the 6 members, and we had it for over a year and a half, and we opened up our membership. I kind of just did a soft launch, and now we have like 11 people, and I said I have room for either 2 or 3 more. I'm thinking it's 3 because 2 of the people have said they're starting in June, and they have already kind of reserved their spots. And so we're good there, and I'm only going to do 6 a month. I think that's the right amount of time. So if that's for you, or you have interest about joining us, that would be awesome. And if it's not right for you, that's great too. And find somebody else. And I totally support 100% that, because there's so many great teachers out there, and I'm just one guy who's trying to help. All right, so. If anybody wants to get I just need to say this again. I won't say it again on the stream, but I have 2 bundles. I have the 5-course bundle that if somebody gets that, and it gives access to the 5 blues courses, and there's another gift or 2 in there. It's not the membership, but I'm giving you access, and you will always have access to your 5 courses in the membership area. So it's not the membership, but it will be where you can access your courses online. So you'll be, if you get that bundle, you'll be able to go, all right, I'm going to log in. You'll have your own account, and you can say, all right, today I'm going to work on Blues Volume 2, and it'll pull it up, and you just dig right in, even though I can't seem to be, I don't know what's going on. I hope y'all are still with me. Well, in theory, let's just say you would be able to go in. All right, well, I'll figure that out. But the idea is that you'll always have that. But in addition to that, you also have your PDF. So there's no reason for you to, you don't have to be a part of the membership. The membership is for people who want this community aspect of the way we're doing things and enjoying that. Let me just try. I might close this out and start over with that. I don't know. And then the other bundle is the membership area, to where you log in and you have full access to all that. And then at the end of April, you can decide, hey, I'd like to stay on or not. That would be your decision. But it's not a big deal either way. Okay. So now let's go ahead and dig into some Ray Charles. If you guys are ready for Ray Charles, then let's do it. What I was going to say about that is, I always tell everyone, hey, we have a new member, just so we know, and so I'm clear, and I will honor that. If we run out of spots, all you have to do, I will create a waiting list if necessary. Not a big deal. And that doesn't mean I won't still be going live and doing free stuff for everybody, so don't worry about that. And you can always email me, bob@imusicacademy.com, if you're having trouble with playing or anything, and I'm happy to help you guys out. Okay, so the Ray Charles thing, this is what we're ending the lick with. Okay, here we go. So we did this yesterday. There are what we call down home fingerings, and there are classical fingerings and things like that. So the down home fingering for the blues scale, I call this actually the Ray Charles lick right out of What I'd Say. And I love this fingering. I had to get used to learning how to have the down home fingering, because when I had a classical background, I would have never thought of playing the F sharp to an F with a 3 to 3. I would do 4-3. But, and that works, but you don't get the same kind of sound. So for this lick, we're going to do this. Okay, so we have thumb, F sharp, G. So F, F sharp, G. And I want you to practice this. This takes a little bit of time to get used to. You're doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and then 4, 5. And then you have F sharp with your third finger, and then you slide down with your third finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's what we're going to do. That'll be the lick for today. And what you guys are going to love is how this sounds over your blues. Technically, I can play that one idea over the blues. So let's listen to this, and then I'm going to show you some variations and even how to do the left hand with it. How about over F? How about G? Let's do that again, 3 and 4. That idea so much, starting on the 5th of whatever scale you're in. So if I'm the key of C and I go up to the 5th note of the C scale, that lick works great. Now check this out. If I go up to the 3rd note of the C scale and do the minor third to major third, listen to this. You hear how that works? So I like the sound of the major third. The minor third with this trick that we did sounds great, but occasionally I want to hear that E, that E natural, that minor third to major third. So doing that kind of Ray Charles idea, that flow for that lick idea, does a couple of really important things. It gives us the minor third. That jazz note, F sharp. Yeah, that's exactly right. So for the F sharp, yes, but isn't it cool, Kevin, the way also that minor third to major third gets us up to that A note, which is such a nice note. Now I'm on the E flat for the F chord. Now I'll go back to G. All right, now one thing that's important to mention is for my Blues Academy members, we did the Ray Charles workshop, and one of the things I like to do is to teach everybody when you're learning a bass line, like you do 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and you have to learn how to put the hands together. But I say sometimes when you start off your day and you're about to practice, yes, you can practice this and should practice that, but I like to do certain things to help me get into that blues feel or the spirit of the blues. One of those is the flat 7. And I like that minor third to major third. Da 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 dum, da 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 da. So again, I'll do it. Da, 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 da. So if that is one way to get in the mood of playing the blues, da 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 da. Now, so is for me the 6th note. So I can either go down 3 half steps, which is another trick from our blues shapes course, is that whatever key you're in, if you're in the C blues and you go down 3 half steps, now you're at the first 4 notes of the A blues scale. Okay, that's great, but I want to hear that minor third to major third sound. But even the Ray Charles concept gets me up to the A note. But that also sets me up for the I can't remember which lick this is in Blues Volume 1, but it's this idea of the 6, 5, 6, flat 3, 2, 1, da 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 da. So if I do that Ray Charles type movement, I'm hitting that A from the top, which I really like that sound, and I'm also getting down to the bottom where I can use the first 4 notes of the blues scale. Does that make sense? You guys put that in the chat, and again, keep those likes coming in and comments, and be bold and brave and say something in the chat to let me know that you guys are getting this. Okay, in just a minute we're going to put the left hand together, and I got a few more very simple things to show you, but I want you to incorporate this idea. You guys know we've been doing this week. I want you to wear this lick out, this idea. When we first learned it in our workshop, we did it in the key of E, which is the original. But it's the same fingering, but we're doing it in C to really get this. Notice how I can play that over all the chords and it's going to work. So a next step would be this. Why don't we take Blues Example 1. We'll also take our Blues Example 10 from Volume 1, and then we'll just intersperse the Ray Charles in there. So you have this. You said call the A as a guide tone. Not necessarily a guide tone, but it depends on what chord I'm on. But that's a great question, Kevin. I'm calling the A note is not necessarily a guide tone, but it gets me to the relative minor of the scale, which is, the relative minor scale, which is the A blues scale, the first 4 notes. But I just like the sound of the 6th note of the blues. So whatever key I'm in, I like the 6th note, da da da, and it's really wanting to lead into that flat third of C, da 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 da. And let me say this, Kevin. So Blues Volume 1 has a ton of very simple but to me powerful licks because it's sort of very foundational, if that's a good, maybe not a good word, but when I think about that A note that you're talking about, one of the licks in Blues Volume 1 has this. Right? And notice what's happening, C, E, G, A, and C. I'm over budget. I have to wrap this up in a minute. But C, E flat, E, G, and A. So listen to this. Listen how nice that A note. There it is again. So that time I did both. I went da 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 6 up to flat 7. Da, so I did da 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 da. So you get the idea. I mean, you learn this stuff, you practice it, and then you mix and match however you want. All right, so I've got to wrap up by showing you guys the very basic thing of this bass line: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and and 2 and the trick is on this is to get the 2 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I'm doing this in the right hand, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. The and of 2 gets the slide from the third finger F sharp down to F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1. Right, let me do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So yeah, so on the B flat has to be with the C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that whole workshop we did, I'm actually going to add that to the blues membership area. I know Ted has been really wanting me to add that in there, so I'm going to add that in there. And what we did is we did the key of E, and I showed you exactly how to do that. And we even did a happy birthday, how to play happy birthday in the style of Ray Charles using that bass line, and that was a lot of fun. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Let's talk. You can say your goodbyes or ask any questions. We'll say 5 minutes. I know I'm over budget, but that's the way I roll. We'll say 2:10 my time, so 5 minutes from now we'll wrap it up. And if anybody does decide they want to take it to the next level, I will let everybody else know, like I always do, if somebody decides to join us. If nobody does, like I'm looking right here, and I'm already seeing some really nice feedback from people, but I'm not expecting anybody to join. But if anybody does, I will let you guys know. But it's been really fun hanging out. If you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, the shapes course was huge. I think I launched that at Christmas time, and I don't even think I still have it in the store. I think I might have taken it out. I'm not sure. But people keep asking me about it. I can't remember if I put it back on the store. But there's something about the shapes that really make it nice, and it gives everybody confidence to play in any key. I mean, you could take shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, and even the Oscar Peterson is another one. And you can do what are some of the other shapes? Oh, another shape is actually the C6 lick. Awesome, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, you'll have to send me some of the stuff you've been working on with the trombone. Very talented guy right there. It's good to see you on the stream. I was wondering if I was going to get to see you on one of these streams we've been doing. I know I've been kind of underground with the Academy thing, but isn't it exciting that we have this thing finally happening for us? I'm very thankful for everybody who's ever purchased any of my courses and all that, but I also, more than that, I love the community aspect of iMusicAcademy. We have people in Canada and Scotland and Belgium, Brazil, anyway, California for sure, Texas. Yeah, it's funny. Ted, you know, I also play guitar, and I love to play guitar, and I thought about adding a bunch of that to iMusicAcademy, but we have so many people that love piano. It makes it difficult. The lick that I was working on this morning on our session that I absolutely love from Volume 1 is this idea. And I forgot that it was actually in Blues Volume 1 because we've been working on some of the other licks lately. But this idea of the tritone up to the fifth, and notice how all of this is outlining the first 5 notes of the blues scale. But there's something about the top note, holding that top note, so you have the... So even when I go to F, it's the same exact shape. Same exact shape for G. All right, now we have like 2 minutes left and I'm shutting it down. And here's another quick tip, guys, is practice slow. Again, I gave you the fire hydrant version of how to practice slowly, but this whole week we've been talking about things. I've done lots of extra lessons just for our YouTube community. But yeah, man, this is a fun one. That's fun, and to put it in all keys as well. Oh, you like that one? Very cool. All right. Anybody else have any encouraging words as we wrap up for today? Helga, if you're still on or you watch this later, I want to make sure, I know you're logged in and enjoying messing around in the membership area, which is cool. But if you have any questions, let me know. It's been a whole lot of fun. The next live, so normally the way the live works is the Monday is the main blues day. I always do stuff, but the way it's been is I also do other lives for the blues community. So kind of like what we did this week. It's usually between Monday and Thursday, and occasionally I do Fridays like I'm doing now. And I have been going live for people as well. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So, Helga, just the way the Blues Academy, when I started doing that, there's a lot more that's coming to iMusicAcademy, the whole thing. There's a lot more to tell you. That's why I didn't want to go into it. But we have a lot of people that are interested in the blues, and I also have other things coming very soon. We have the Chord Academy that I've been working really hard. Those of you who have been following my shorts, put in the chat if you've been a part of seeing what I've done with that. Awesome, Fanny. Good to see you. Yeah. So next week we'll go back to mostly just the Blues Academy stuff, but the Chord Academy, I've been doing lots of shorts and preparing for that. So I'm teaching people how to play jazz chords, as well as we have a technique day coming soon and lots of other things. So for instance, this is a chord built on shapes, right? Fourths. And I do this, change it, so you can play this in any key. I have my jazz people, so I have a lot of different styles that I work with students on as well. But I'm really excited. Like if you had to pin me down, I love chords. I love blues, of course, and shapes and all that stuff. But I'm definitely a chord guy at heart. So you've probably seen lots of the shorts. Yeah, it's lots of jazz stuff and chords. And so the same way that I teach how to do blues stuff, I also teach jazz stuff, and I love people knowing their scales, so it helps me teach you guys very cool shortcuts. Like I could say, all right, play your G major 7. All right, now double that, and now add the bass line. That's a very simple but beautiful. You guys get it. Absolutely, it's different, but there are other things. I have an F Jazz toolbox that's unreleased that I've been working on with students. I've also have a chord shortcuts thing where I teach you how to take chords like G major triad and you put a C with it. Now you have a C major 9. How easy was that? And then you can take really open, simple chords and make really cool things. But it's just about knowing how to do it. Like that's a B flat major triad, and you put your 3rd and your flat 7 with it. Now you have a really cool open jazz chord that can be voiced like that, right? Or you could do it. How pretty is that? Nice. Yes, absolutely, Helga. That's really cool. I hope you guys have had as much fun as I have. As usual, I go over on my lessons sometimes, but I have people watching at different times throughout the day in different places throughout the world, which I love, and I end up hearing from them usually late at night. Hey, I watched the stream and whatever. All right. You got 1 minute of questions, and I'll start shutting it down. Thank you to the 10 people who are still watching this now. Shout out to Fanny, to Helga, to Ted, to Vicky, to Kevin. Of course, Ted. Let's see. Milado. Thank you for hanging out. That's awesome. And of course, Dean and Carol. It's good to see you, both of you. Dean, don't be a stranger. Let's see. Jeffrey, of course. Jeffrey and Alta Magna. Alta Magna. And for those of you who I kind of know, just from occasional dropping in and saying, hey, I'd love to just know what interests you about music, piano, or any other instrument. You know, what do you like? And if there's something I do that you really like, some of you like the jazz stuff that I do. Some of you like the classical. Some of you like the technique. Some of you like the other instruments that I do. Some of you have seen me. They found me because of saxophone and things like that. Some of you have, what's your FOMO, Helga? Specifically. I'm trying to think. Oh, some of you have done, so I have a Christmas playlist section. Some of you guys have studied with me for Christmas, getting better at Christmas, and we've done all kinds of books. I need to remind you, and you guys in the membership area need to help me remember that I am adding the Bob Songbook, which is my second favorite course of all time. I am putting that in the membership area today. I should pull that up as we get. Does anyone want to remember what that looks like? Put it in the chat. That's so funny. You're not, hey, Helga, you're not missing out on anything because you're in the family now. Don't you know that? You do need to see this though, what I'm about to show you guys. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, so really quickly, this should show up in a second. And what this is, the Bob songbook. And this was when I had two different volumes. I ended up combining them into one. But let me just make sure that this shows up, and then we'll call it a day for sure. It should be showing up any second now. I don't know why it's delayed here. Okay. There we go. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So again, this is volume 2, but you'll at least see. So songs and jazz etudes and all that. So all you do is whatever tune you want, you just click on Trio on the Move, and you see that's kind of a jazzy thing right there. And then if you want to actually go listen to the file, you would click that, and it'll take you to a YouTube playlist thing. And so if you want to go back to the index, you click that. But Happy Saturday in June Blues. So all these songs were born out of with our student groups. This group of 6 amazing people. Then you have Saturday Blues to Get Moving. So we're not only learning blues scales and things, we're also learning how to make music out of all that. Ian's from Scotland. Ian's The Weekend Is Over and his Monday Blues. Traffic Blues. I'm Sitting in Traffic Blues. Swingin' Blues in C with Bassline from iMusicAcademy. We have Swingin' Blues in F with Walking Bass. Tuesday, iMA. This right here, for us practice folks out there, this is a gold mine, I'm telling you. It takes all of the things we learn and it's making real music out of it. That's try to tone down the tritone. So... Anyway, I love it because they're all different. Dwight's Lick for jazz, whatever. Another Comp Day. Just a Day Away. Blues Connections. Anyway, this thing. Penta Blues on the Spot. Major Blues Etude. It's time to practice blues. Anyway. All right, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for hanging out, everyone. 30 seconds. I'm cutting this off. Helga, Vicky, Dean, the rest of you, Ted, y'all have a great day. It was a lot of fun.